Howdy, howdy. We are gonna be going over the truck bed camper that I built and kind of doing a little bit of an update because I haven't had an update in the little things that I've done. Haven't done a whole lot, but I've done a little bit of stuff. And this is the truck bed camper right here that I built coming up on about a year ago now. And so far, everything has been holding up very nice, and the weight has not really been an issue. Flex sealed the entire outside of the camper, and the flex steel is still holding up really nice. It is a 5-foot base with a 5-foot overhang, and we ended up just doing small boat windows, which are one of the only things that I really want to change because the windows seem to be a little too small. But I'm going to show you guys some of the updates that I've done, which, like I said, isn't very much. I use my old my cone, hold the door open because my backyard's not level. But here is the inside. Got a full queen size mattress that is a folding mattress. This is a slot-in piece right here that is removable to be able to access the rest of the walking space, which we haven't really needed too much so far. But one of the things that I've recently finished is all of the insulation in the camper. I've got every single piece of insulation, and this is all 1.5 inches, I believe is what it is. And yeah, this stuff works really good. We just went on a camping trip, and at night it was low 40s to upper 30s in the middle of the night, and we had all the windows cracked and the vent open, and we were still taking blankets off and being sweated out of the camper. So far insulation has definitely been working. So that's one thing I've finished up. We're still debating on how we want to finalize all the walls. Haven't really figured that out fully yet. The issue I'm having is, in hindsight, either would have used 2x2 or put these boards flat, so it would have been easier to put wall paneling up without having a big thick gap, and I would have ended up with a little bit more space. But we're here now, so that's what it is, and we have to deal with that. I've used spray foam, expanding foam, to fill any of the voids from not cutting the foam correctly and having a nice tight fit. And the expanding foam works pretty good. Just trim away the excess. Next thing I did is I built kind of like a shelving slash step area, and just for ease of storage, throw our clothes and any other miscellaneous stuff in these baskets. You can get these pretty much anywhere. And this also will double as my platform for the bed space to land on. But this works as a step, which I still have to integrate some kind of step here to make it easier to get up in here. For me, it's not a big deal because I can get in and out of here pretty easy. For her, not so much. So just adding a few little touches to make that a little bit easier. And I'm going to be doing a similar thing on this side. We were debating on taking this cabinet out, but we have decided that we are going to keep it here and just clean it up because it is very good, usable space. And it's kind of nice just having a top platform to set stuff down. So the next thing, if I can get some of this stuff up and out of the way, is I've got power in here now. Like, not just power for the fan and everything, but I've actually got some 110 outlets. So I ended up wiring this yesterday, and I've put a 30 amp breaker that is ran strictly for shore power or a generator, and this just runs straight into the box. And then I have my AC to DC converter ran in here and ran out, and then normal AC ran up to there. So this is a pretty nice box, and it's got a breakaway for a secondary if I wanted to end up adding more. But for right now, we're gonna stick with trying this out and seeing if 4 plugs is enough. I'm probably gonna end up, because for my AC to DC, I have 3 leads that come off, and I'm probably going to run 1 lead up for here for some USB ports, and then I might run 1 to the back for something else. Like I was saying earlier, these windows are great for sealing, but they seem to be a little small. But at the time, the price was right. I think these were like 30 bucks a piece, so significantly cheaper than some of the other windows. I've seen some around the $100 mark, and I've seen some around the $300 marks. So these windows work pretty good. They seal nice and tight, and they have really thick rubber, and they even have a nice little drain right there, so when rain or water gets in here, it just runs off. Cutting the insulation around took the most amount of time, especially the front 2. Get up in here. These took the longest because of placement and everything, but these are all done, and I have spray foam insulation to help keep these pieces of foam up. This guy, apparently I was not paying attention, and this guy drooped down a little bit. But laying back here, not a whole boatload of headroom, but there is a decent amount. And for whatever reason, with the insulation in, it actually feels more spacious than what it did when the insulation was out of here, which is weird. But it stays pretty cool throughout the day, and it stays nice and warm at night for sure. So this insulation's a win. And when you have all the windows open and the exhaust fan pushing air out, it really does pull some air through these windows, and it really circulates. So far so good. This is working out pretty good. Just doing kind of an update. I have not weighed the camper yet. I'm still curious on what this camper weighs. I need to bring it somewhere to go weigh it, but the truck hasn't blown up yet, so that's a plus. We just went over Snoqualmie Pass, if anybody is familiar in Washington State. Snoqualmie Pass isn't like a massive pass, but it's a substantial pass, and 70 miles an hour all the way through, no issue. And for anybody wondering, the Flex Seal does indeed work. I have washed this camper and scrubbed it down multiple times, and the Flex Seal is holding up quite nice. Even in the back space where all the wind is going to come right down in here and hit this back wall. And it's a little bit dirty up in here, but just wipes off. I might end up redoing the way my jacks are mounted, but it's working for now. The camper has been staying on the truck for the last couple months because we've had quite a few different trips. If anybody's got any questions, let me know, and I will do my best to answer them, because I'm trying to make sure I went over everything. Yeah, the update is very minimal, and so far the camper has been working out pretty great. We just have a little electric heater that if we need it, which I don't know that we will after all the insulation's in here. The entire bottom portion is fully insulated now, and I can easily pull these two away to access my turnbuckles. So yeah, if anybody's got any questions on how things are working, leave me a comment. I'll do what I can if you have any questions. So just a nice little short update, and as always, stay off-road.